And I wanted to say thank you to my friends here in the front. We're part of a writers group together called the Shamers. And I actually dedicated the book to you guys. So, and you actually get a shout out because you read so many versions of these books. Sarah, does it work? Sarah, can I turn this in? Is this okay? Does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Alright, so why don't, I was trying to figure out if I should read something action-y or something sexy. Or Tom. There's no real like sex in this one. The real sex was in the second book. No, the third book. Sorry, the real sex is in the third book. You can read from the third book too. Yeah. All right. Maybe I'll just read a little of. All right, I'm just gonna start at the beginning-ish, just to kind of give you a fill-in. And there's dessert involved, and that's kind of sexy. So, my name is Calliope Reaper-Jones, and if I were a dessert, I like to think I'd be death by chocolate. Not that I'm looking to turn myself into a chewy, gooey, sugary mess. That's kind of sexy. Anytime in the near future, but if you know me, then you also know my choice of dessert self is not only literal, but kind of meta, too. Because even though I'm still an ocean away from my late 20s, I am the sole proprietor of a bizarre business. One I can honestly say keeps me on my toes 24/7, 365 days a year. I am the 21st century Grim Reaper, death not by chocolate. Seems like a joke, right? I assure you it's not. I am the president and CEO of Death Inc., a multinational conglomerate specializing in the collection and transportation of the recently deceased from Earth to the afterlife. Once there, the souls are released into their own cultural and/or religious sections of heaven and hell, where they are rewarded or punished for their earthly deeds before being recycled back into the soul pool for reassignment. My dad was death before me. I inherited/won the job after he was kidnapped and then murdered by the devil and my older sister Thalia. And though it wasn't a career path I would have previously seen myself pursuing, I've actually discovered I'm not too terrible at the gig. Don't get me wrong, I'm still learning. But luckily, I have peeps in my corner who keep me from embarrassing myself on a daily basis. My brilliant techno-geek younger sister Cleo, my executive assistant Jarvis, who has an encyclopedic knowledge of the afterlife, and my talking hellhound pup Runt, who makes life better just by existing. Though she hasn't been around nearly as much as I'd like because she's been helping her dad Cerberus and my boyfriend Daniel clean up hell. After the devil was deposed from office for trying to take over heaven, God installed Daniel as the acting steward of hell, with Cerberus, the former guardian of the north gate of hell, as Daniel's second in command. Together they were dismantling the old bureaucracy and setting up a new business model based on the platform my dad used to revamp Death Inc. Their plan included a complete overhaul of hell, which required doing a lot of community outreach to get the populace involved. I hadn't had a chance to go to hell to see. That's weird sounding so loud. I hadn't had a chance to go to hell to see what they'd accomplished because I'd been so busy running Death, but my executive assistant Jarvis said they were making slow progress. The kind of reformation Daniel had planned for hell had occurred in Purgatory decades earlier when my dad had taken over Death. Back then, the afterlife had been a much more archaic place, and Purgatory in particular was a cesspool. Instead of being a way station for the recently deceased, it had been used as a penal colony of sorts. Sort of, you know?
You're trying, right?
Really hard. Jail, sex, same difference, right? Oh no, I've lost myself. Instead of being a way station for the recently deceased, it had been used as a penal colony of sorts, where the dead were locked away in antiquated prison cells on an indefinite basis, with absolutely no recourse to get themselves released back into the soul pool for recycling. My dad had changed everything, forcing the old guard out. So this one's important. Let's find something. Let's just explaining a lot. It's for all the people that haven't read the other 4 books. None of you people. Let's find something medium naughty. Come on, there's got to be something. I was trying to be nice, not like dirty like I normally am with this book. Okay, let's see. No. All right. Students, you know what? Since there's not a lot of sex, we're just gonna go for some violence. You'd think I'd written it, right? Alright, here's some violence. Rawr. I know it's because I'm slightly drunk from dinner, actually. Is what happened. That's kind of a problem.
YouTube.
Alright, here's some violence. Violence, okay. Hearing about something and seeing it in the flesh were two very different things. The creature was crouched in front of Janice, snarling, its long, mottled gray snout dripping saliva onto the floor. It bared its teeth as it growled at her, and she discovered, to her horror, that there were just too many teeth for her to count. She took an involuntary step backward, throwing her hands out in front of her, as if this would somehow protect her from the werewolf thing deciding... I can't talk. As if this would somehow protect her from the werewolf thing that was deciding to tear her... before it decided to tear her throat out. "Stay back," Janice said, her mouth so dry the words came out in a whisper. Sorry, I'm not drinking again before we do this. Alright, "Stay back," Janice said, her mouth so dry the words came out in a whisper. The creature took a step closer, muscles rippling in its shoulders as it inched forward. Janice could see large teats there you go. Hanging from its belly, and she realized it was a female. Though there was nothing maternal about the bloodthirstiness of the thing crouched in front of her. "Please stay back," Janice moaned, cringing as the beast growled at her again and sat back on its hind legs. Before she even understood what was happening, the beast had leapt forward, its jaws snapping as they made a beeline for her throat. "Heart stop," Janice's mind screamed, the thought coming unbidden from some unconscious part of her brain. Immediately the beast made a strangled cry and lost all its velocity, falling at her feet like a limp rag. She waited for the creature to roll over her, to make some kind of move to let her know it was just taking a breather in between attacks, but not one muscle twitched as it lay there on the floor. The creature was not moving.